Thanksgiving is all about being thankful. It's right there in the name. But that can be tough on any given year when big family gatherings include a dish of drama. And it might be especially tough this year for obvious reasons. So Kathy's here to help us find the gratitude. First, Kathy, what's your advice to help us steer clear of drama and make the best of this special holiday?
Thanks, Tracy. Well, we like to steer clear of drama on any day, but especially when it's a family-oriented holiday. You know, I remind myself often, and I know I've mentioned it here before, nice, slow inhales and exhales remind us to be in the present moment. You know, we're often thinking about the future, anticipating what's coming with our family, or living in the past, remembering what's happened in the past. But when we take those nice slow inhales and exhales, it brings us right into the now. And as kooky as it may sound, it really works to calm your energy down. In fact, I keep a sign in my kitchen that says, slow down, deep breaths, because I forget too. You know, let's recognize as well that our beautiful brains are fabulous problem solvers. In fact, as human beings, we look for problems to solve, and we pride ourselves on coming up with, you know, innovative solutions to our challenges. But at this time, when we know so little, when things are so unpredictable and so stressful, we feel rather ineffective, and that makes us feel frustrated, irritated, on edge, and that's completely understandable. We need to recognize not every day is rainbows and friggin' unicorns. We are human beings, and we're struggling at this time. So especially at Thanksgiving, we want to remember, as you mentioned, what the holiday is all about: giving thanks. We're giving thanks for the harvest. We're giving thanks for our family. We're giving thanks for our previous generations who worked the land, who persevered so that we can live in the world we're in today. So another really important trick is to remind yourself of what you have to be grateful for. And this year, I tried a new project. I was inspired by something I saw on the internet. And I've created a gratitude tree that I'm going to be working on over the next few days as we head into the weekend, writing on each of the leaves on my gratitude tree what I'm grateful for. And that tree will be a beautiful reminder every time I walk by it of all the things I have to appreciate. So it can start with something as simple as that you have breath, or that you have one person who cares for you, or that you have a home. You know, it doesn't really matter. Let's keep it simple, and let's keep it focused on what is most important right now, and that's our family and what we have to appreciate and what we can be in charge of at this time.
That is such a great idea for a family project, and that tree is just going to grow when you come up with more things to be grateful for. And I'm also going to throw in there where you should all be grateful having the ability to squat on this land, which of course we are visitors here. This is Indigenous land, and we have to remember and keep that in mind as well, especially at this time of year, that there are people that also need to be reaping the benefits of what's happening in society. So let's talk a little bit about people being on edge and irritated, and they probably can't be specific about why, because there's so much going on. There's so much clutter in my head. We need help managing the many layers of stress. How can you help us with that?
It's a good point. And, you know, we're all feeling it in different ways. Nobody can deny that there isn't one person who's immune from the stresses of this really unprecedented and unusual time. But I love what Dr. Daniel Amen talks about. He's an American psychiatrist, and he talks about our automatic negative thoughts. He calls them ants, automatic negative thoughts. It's easy to remember. And they're those spiraling kind of gloomy, you know, dark, fearful thoughts that pop into our head that really may not belong to us or have anything to do with us. You know, if we watch too much news, we're subjecting ourselves to a lot of stuff that really isn't directly in our path, but we need to remind ourselves to manage what's going on between these ears, because if we don't, it can spiral out of control. So we take what we know to be true and we turn it on its head to create what he calls a positive affirming thought, or a PAT. So we've got ants and we've got PATs. So the PAT would be, I don't know when we're going to get out of this pandemic, but I'm going to do something every single day until we do that I enjoy. Or I'm going to do something every single day to be kind to somebody else until we do. So we can work with that to create a better result. We have to remember that we are in charge of our thoughts, and those dark ants can really take over and create chaos and drama for us where we don't really need to have it. So it's about focus, it's about calming down the energy, and it's about being in charge of what you can be in charge of.
Those are good acronyms to keep in mind. And also, it's nice for you to sort of ground us in what we can actually control, because so much is outside of our control. So focus on what you can do. Thanks, Kathy. Some really good tips in there that I think many viewers might find useful, if not this Thanksgiving because of social gathering restrictions, and then at the next big family event.